Hello, hello. Alrighty. So, I know I said I was going to stream the past couple days, but some life events happened, so I had to push it back. I was still doing work behind the scenes, mainly on getting the bridges to work and coming up with kind of the next steps for this map. And I got a pretty good plan figured out for it. But yeah, today we're just going to be finishing up the bridges, making some effects for it. Gonna work on some lighting, and this one should be pretty easy, but we're going to be changing the skybox on the map to get rid of the clouds and all that shit, because we don't really need them. So yeah. You can see here that I got rid of the blue emissive lights temporarily, because we're not going to use like those pillars to emit light. We're going to actually make objects that do the job for us. Song, shall we? All right. So. Oh, that's actually something else that I gotta fix. Is the bridges, the collision of these objects hitting the crystals. It shouldn't make a chain effect like that. But that's easy enough to fix. I have this working at the point where the bridges get knocked over to the other side. I don't think I have the angles down pat yet. Also, a little bit of bugs, as you can see. But nothing we can't fix. Interesting. So it thinks that it is in the correct position when it's not. Weird. Okay. No, I see exactly what the problem is. So I tried to create kind of like an inverted lerp. And I wasn't able to get the math on it quite right. So I was like, I could probably just have the lerp like overshoot to make up for like the slowdown effect of when it reaches the final point. And then you can see here that the actual movement rate that I set for it is actually being like added onto over the course of the iterations of this to add like a ramping effect to like the movement so it steadily increases speed. That's what this is doing. But it looks like it's getting caught up right around the point where it should be crossing about like 90. So I actually want to see what the current pitch is at this point. I have a feeling that doing this overshooting effect is causing this problem here, but we'll be able to tell. We're also going to be working on the environment lighting, and I'm going to be using emissive lighting with like crystals and stuff. I'm also going to amplify the skylight a bit. But I don't want like the sunlight to be the main factor of lighting in the map. I'd much rather have pieces of the map really set the stage for it. Let's see what's happening here. So it's trying to get to 103. Current pitch is this. I don't think this has to actually use ABS because we're not doing negatives. We were before, but not at this point. What I'm going to do is actually get rid of this 90 here. So it's going to have a slower time reaching its destination. But I just want to see if that is the cause of the problem here. No, it just can't go past 90. So I'm assuming that it has something to do with this then. Right now I'm just looking for the increments of how it did this. So normalizing it actually... No, hold on a second. Current bridge pitch is 90. Current rotation. There's something that I'm like staring at right now that is probably really obvious. I'm definitely missing something. Right. I just think it's really weird that the lerp right here is just not really affecting this. I want to see what the main difference is between these. Maybe it's this. How clamp axis works. It's only above 90 degrees. Okay, when it hits 90, what is this looking like? Still increasing. But then it gets set down to this right here. Oh, I think I possibly see the problem here. Real quick, I'm gonna try this. Yeah, it gets stuck right at 90. Alright, so when we set the relative rotation here, what does it set it to? I want to see what this is doing with our number. So after we set the rotation of this mesh here, I'm actually going to pull it again. I don't really care about those anymore. Just doesn't like, and rotation in Unreal is just so fucking weird to me sometimes. It's totally due from lack of experience, but You know, we'll get there. Okay. Yeah, look at that. It's taking this pitch, right? And putting it back down to 89. Why? There's some abstract thing doing this. I mean, I'm gonna dig into it to see what it is. But this is like, I guess, one of the unwritten rules that I just don't know about off the top of my head. Where it's like, you shall not go past 90 degrees of relative rotation. Before, after. Okay, so it's setting it to about like 89. It rounds it up to 90 here. Before, we're increasing. And then after, it sets it to this number here. 89.85. You... Is this why? It must be this conversion here. So maybe we don't do... Maybe we just don't do a set relative rotation. Maybe we can just add. That might be a way around it. Because this this translation is, I'm pretty sure, is the problem. So, yep, let's just do it a different way. Go back to a different station, shall we? Okay, so we're going to lerp, get the next number that we need, and what we then need to do is get the difference between those numbers. So we would do and then this number is what we would use for adding local rotation. Oh. That. Yeah, so I mean, like before, for like moving meshes and shit like that, I usually just like set the location, but I guess for rotation, it's a little bit more finicky, so just adding... Oh, that's not good. It did not like that. Let's see why. Oh, is it negative values? Yes. Let's do this instead. Actually, I don't think that would work. I think we want this to be const. Oh shit, add local rotation. We're adding to the Z and we gotta zero out everything. Yeah. Okay, yep. That just hit me. We do not want to add to the yaw or the actual roll. Yeah. Okay. Let's try this again. No dice. It is thinking that it is 0. Because we were using normalize. Oh wait, yeah. Oh, fucking Christ. There we go. Alright, let's see if it gets past 90. Yes. It actually goes a little bit too far. I think it just actually skipped over a large part of this. Want to look at that again? 30, 40, 50, 70, 80. Hmm. Rotation flips to negative 180. Okay, it's 0. Very important. Zooms right on by. Is it like... It's not incrementing more than 2 at a time, though. Man, that is so weird. Just rotation things. Christ almighty. Right. We're not going to do add local rotation. We're just going to sort out this problem here. Guess I need to study up on rotation. Whatever that conversion is from just a normal F rotator to F quad is just like destroying me. Alright, I'm jumping down the fucking rabbit hole. What? And then it goes back from a quad to rotator? What? Why? I mean, there's got to be like a good reason for it. Right? This is like the craziest shit. Like, it's just weird to me that, setting relative rotation takes the F rotator you give it, turns it to F quad, then just turns it back to an F rotator. I don't see the reason, but there's definitely something behind it. I also realized I used add local rotation. That's a big no-no. Oh, you son of a bitch. It hates going past 90 degrees. Add relative rotation is just... Dude, you can't make this shit up. That's cute. What the fuck? Under that. That's crazy, dude. Alright, hold on a second. Let's look this up. What is the point of this? And honestly, like, I think I want to have control over this. So I think I'm just going to... We know the rotations are different. Don't bother with the cache. I kind of want to bother, though. I'm going to keep it real. But what I'm going to do... Is this public? Yes. Yes. Yeah, I'm going to use this instead. We'll do it the, we'll do it their way. But I am going to convert my own F rotator to F quad. So you can't totally screw me. Yeah, what is this? Just pre-filling it with... Yeah, null pointer, e-teleport none, if hit result. Nice tattoos. Yeah, I just painted them on today. Oh, that's a fucking bull. Oh, is that a pointer? And what was this, like e-teleport something? E-teleport type. None. Now when this is called, what is it doing to the numbers here? And where are they going? Oh, it's actually doing part of the process for me. Thanks, Julio. Appreciate it. Yeah, right now I'm just losing my mind over rotations again. Johnny, when are you putting your stream on there, bud? Goddamn F-quats. Do I just want to set these manually? Tough decision. I mean, I could kind of cheese it if I wanted it, if I wanted to do it that way. All I gotta say is I hate rotation, or I hate F rotators. See here. I want to see the manual process of doing this conversion. Actually, I wonder if I might be able to this actually. Take out the normalize. Yeah, so literally it's only bridges that have to go to a degree past 90 that this becomes a problem. Oh god. I wonder if I like manually push it above that angle, does it continue forward? For the sake of science, we're going to try it. greater than 90, right? We're actually just going to add one onto it and see if we can see if it actually can go past this without a problem. Yeah, no problem, man. Just trying to show people, well, right now I'm kind of losing my mind, but just trying to show people how to get it done. Have I mentioned I fucking hate rotation? Now, I mean, like, you could use simulate physics and like have the bridge actually fall and not control like its rotation and all that and just like gravity handle it, but that kind of shit is like really frustrating to deal with. No, it does not want to go past 90 degrees. It's not even like a... It's not like it's flooring it or anything like that, because like adding one to it would make it hit 91 degrees at least, but it's bouncing it back below. There's something about that conversion, just like, it just hates it. I'm gonna skip the conversion process here and try this, because this is the point where it like converts it back for us from F quat to a standard F rotator. There's like a warning on it saying don't use this, but fuck it. Uh-oh. I guess the warning was right. Okay, so what this is telling me is this is being updated somewhere. Let's look at that previous function. Right, we're going to dissect this a little bit. Come on. It helps as I want to make a game, but many people focus on Blueprint. As a programmer with C# background, I like the... God damn it, Super Chat's blocking the message. Oh, the fine-tuning code can give. Yeah, true. Blueprints are great, don't get me wrong. Like, you can prototype shit really quick with blueprints, so no hate towards them. But, I don't know, there's just something, like, oddly satisfying about creating everything in code. I have a lot of people come in and say that, I'm just, like, extending the period of, like, creating stuff, which is totally true. but you know, it's like a passion. So I really don't mind investing more time into it. All right, Visual Studio. I want to go to this function, look at it. So if you could let me do that, that'd be really cool. Doesn't want to let me see it. How long have you been working with Unreal? At this point, probably close to 2 years. GTA 6 is like 12 years into dev, right? Better make it right than rush. Dude, yeah, so true. Exactly. You know, people tell me, make the Switch the rider. It'll be a lot better, worth the money. Some days I believe them. Alright, what the fuck are you doing different here? Additional update component to world. Is that what we need to call? And is this publicly available? It is. Look at that. So I'll take that. Thank you very much. Thank you. That one can fuck off. Try it again. This is called making a backdoor. Gotta be honest though, Visual Studio is really getting on my nerves today. How slow it's being. Like, holy shit. Come on. Not even that big of a change. Here we go. Needs to use its walker today. Alright, there's some other black magic going on in the background. Updating the component isn't doing it any justice. What is happening? Ah, here we go. But we also have something else here. Literally called move component. That I did not notice actually. And how are you moving our shit? Okay, move component implicit. Got it. Not gonna touch that. Alright, let's steal the code here. The shit I do to get by this rotation shit. So we put you right there. Goes there. Desired relative transform. We're gonna fill that in with our own shit. The location's gonna remain the same. And our rotation is going to be this. What else do you need? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I should be able to do this. Oh, scale? I mean... Oh shit, that's what it was. Parentheses. Alright, what do you want? Oof. Inaccessible. That's not fun. Why? Alright, I mean, honestly, we kind of know what we want here, so... We do have a parent. So this is what we would need here. I'm assuming this is also protected. A move component's also protected, isn't it? Ugh. Mildly annoying. But we'll get past it. Just crazy to me that it's really that big of a problem to do that. Oh, that, okay. I wonder how other people have gotten around doing this. Because this isn't like an uncommon thing to do. Dude, F-Quats just like totally fuck up. Alright, yeah. Fuck it. Let's look it up. I did not mean to type that in. Oh, thank God, somebody with the same issue. Gimbal lock? What the fuck is that? Gimbal lock is the loss of 1 degree of freedom in multidimensional mechanism at certain alignments of the axis. A 3-dimensional 3 gimbal mechanism, gimbal lock occurs in the axis of gimbals to system of rotation. Okay, I don't need to know the history, I just need to know how to get by this. Use delta rotation directly and add a flat amount every tick. So they're saying to use add local rotation. Seems like sacrilege. But what is local rotation doing? What the fuck is the difference between the two? Here's relative. Here's local. Okay. Okay, well, we'll give it a try. For the second time, but the conversion has to be different. Dude, I love rotating past 90 degrees. It is, a lot of fun. If it would just, like, allow me to just use that direct function call, that'd be awesome, but it's protected. So, if I wanted to, I'd have to, like, create, like, a static, or, like, a custom static mesh component that allows me to get access to it. Make, like, a custom function call. Do all this backward shit. But it's not worth the effort. Okay. I think what we only care about the pitch, right? Zeroed out rotator, grab the pitch, clamp it. And then we lerp from our current pitch to the final rotation that we want. Now, I was thinking in my head, maybe I just convert the final rotation to an F rotator, the clamped axis, but like this will never be like a negative value. It's always going to go in the positive direction of pitch. So I can't see that ever being a problem. Since we have to move in increments here too, we want to tract. Current rotation is going to be 0 from the beginning though, so maybe we do not have to. Hold on. Just for the sake of my sanity, I'm going to run this. Oh yeah, it's gone. Okay. Yeah, that's why we need them. So, I mean, this did get past that 90-degree rotation, but then it hit like a really odd spot, and it probably has to do with is nearly equal. Maybe we can make this work, and I just gotta change how this is ran. Yeah, so it gets to 90 and then it flips back around, starts it going down to 0 again. So I think what we should do is we can just start from 0 and we can add the pitch. All the way up till it reaches 103 degrees. So these like increments here, we'll just add them all up. Do it that way. hit. This is what we want to add to this. So we have to make another variable to hold this information so we can add it. Yeah. Eventually I'll come back and clean this up. Now this should actually work. Are you trying to get the bridge to land / rotate where the character is standing so they can cross? Yeah, so how it's going to work is, for this map in particular, I try to make like unique like events or interactions on the multiplayer maps that I design, to give each one a different experience, and now it works. This one in particular is going to be, there's going to be a set of, well, actually no, that's about right. There's a 2-degree tolerance, but I try to give each map like a unique event or interaction, and the one for this is going to be, this is like a quarry with like a ravine in the middle, and the only way you can get to the other side is by destroying these crystals that are holding up these pillars, and these pillars will fall over and crash to the other side, creating bridges. Yeah, it will. So one of the main problems was the way Unreal Engine handles rotation, in my opinion, is weird, but again, that's more than likely just lack of experience with it. But essentially, like, there's 2 different forms of rotation that you have to be aware of, which is F quad and F rotator. And what Unreal Engine's doing is it's taking the rotation F rotator that I'm making, turning it into an F quad, and then turning it back to an F rotator. But in doing so, it's making it so my bridge wasn't able to go past 90 degrees, is what I believe is happening. There might be some other voodoo magic or some type of like abstraction that's stopping me, but from what I saw in the code, that is what was preventing me from just doing this how I normally would. So my bridge wasn't able to go past 90 degrees. But now it is. The problem we're going to have now is you can see the bridge is slowing down as it's about to land, and that's just how interpolation works, because it slows down as it reaches the point. I have some math in here right now that is trying to reverse that, but the best way to reverse it is actually to just over interpolate the amount. So now when we run it, it will not slow down when it as it reaches the final destination. Another way to do it is to use something called an inverse lerp, but you have to add like a whole new library to your you have to add a whole new library to, or library header to your file. So I'm just gonna do it this way instead. So now it's not going to slow down, it's going to hit and then stop. It's like that. We have a tolerance of 2, and the reason tolerance is important is because some machines may not be able to tick fast enough for their computer to actually catch that it reached this certain value. But I think the tolerance is a bit too high because some bridges are not landing correctly. You can see that there's like this little dent that makes them not immediately walkable, which is a problem. So instead of reducing the tolerance, which could possibly cause a really bad complication with the bridge just not stopping, we can just increase the final rotation of the bridges themselves so they just naturally will try and overshoot. Just having the bridge like sink into the ground a little bit is not a problem. You can also see that the destructible effects are like kind of like flying and spazzing the fuck out as they're falling around, and that has to do with what I believe is called clustering. That's something else that we can fix. But now, since I'm allowing the bridges to overshoot slightly, it makes the bridge entirely walkable. This point is not walkable, so all we have to do here is just lift it up a couple degrees. Probably do 5. Actually 10 to be safe. Sorry, I was just looking at the Z location here. What I'm also going to do is match. Thank you for the insight, that's awesome. How did you start with Unreal C++? Do you find just looking through the engine code helps, or do you have a big book you recommend? Actually, the way I started was, well, first I like learned Java, and then like JavaScript and Python. But getting into like C++, it was really similar to Java in a lot of ways, especially like syntax wise. With Unreal Engine specifically, there was a course that I did, and I can link that because I'm not affiliated. It's just something that I did in the past. And this course got me started with pretty much everything. And the guy is super knowledgeable. He just he just talks really slow. So if you are going to do it, I had to watch it at almost like 1.5 to like 2 times speed. And that's not a shot at him. It's just, you know, ADHD. I want to go, go, go. This is the course here. Some like coupon code or some shit attached to it. But yeah, the guy's name is Steven. Again, not an ad, not affiliated, but that's what I used. Yeah, I think he also has a course on like learning C++, have not taken that course, to be honest with you, so I don't know how good he is at that, but that course right there teaches you like a lot of valuable information. It's not multiplayer though, so if you're looking to make a multiplayer specific game, I think he has something else for that. That one is mainly just to learn Unreal Engine itself and to like actually like maneuver through it and like make like a pretty basic single player game. But yeah, no problem. I also, in the Discord that I have in the description, or it should be in the description, I post all the helpful documentation that I find online in there inside the resources section. Do you make assets or modify others? So I've made assets in the past, but I was honest with myself. I'm a programmer. I'll make like materials, textures, stuff like that. But when it comes to like 3D assets, like Blender, I usually use whatever Unreal Engine provides on their marketplace for free, and I'll modify like the textures on them. I'll modify like animations, shit like that. So I mainly just do, I guess, like a mix. But yeah, all the assets that are in this, like the mountains and shit, these were just like pebbles that you just scale to like 3,000 times their size. And since they're like heavily in the distance, you don't notice. Yeah, exactly. Like environmental art and stuff, like I think I'm decent at, you know. I do enjoy making like environments. But like actually drawing, not the best. Yeah, so the bridges look nice. We're gonna make some Niagara effects. So when they land, they'll shoot up smoke and like debris and shit. We're also going to have a radial camera shake that happens as well. The further you are away from the impact, the less the shake is going to be. So there's a couple other things that we have to create with this bridge effect here. Along with sound, which is something that I will probably do off stream, because that involves me just going to freesound.org, finding something that sounds relatively close to what I want, and then taking it into Audacity and just modifying the living shit out of it with effects. Yeah, the map is also dark as fuck right now, but lighting is something we're also going to be working on. I just want to make sure that every bridge, like right here, there's like a hitch. These need to go down to 105. Yeah, the aim of the game is to make sure that it is a pretty seamless experience. Yeah, so these need to be raised up even more then. Honestly, I'll just do plus 15 units for now. So another thing I can do is take this static mesh and modify the collision of it. So what if, like, the reason I would do that is if we get close enough to where I'm happy with the final result, and there's just like some random ass corner on the side of this thing that's preventing the player from walking up, instead of just going through and like nitpicking that, I can just shape the convex of the collision mesh and change it to what I need. Like right here, I gotta move this up even further, it looks like. Why is it called North Rock Studios and not South Rock Studios? That's a good question. Why is it not called like West Rock Studios or East? Eastern Sediment Workplace. I do not know what that means. Oh, am I in Cali? No. It's just the team that I grew up watching. Alright, so that's pretty good. We got some clipping though, so I could probably lower it down by 5. And that should be the happy medium. Eastern Sediment Workplace goated. No, you would think that he's a bot. I don't think he's actually a bot. Mainly because I've talked to him before. He just comes in here with a very active imagination, let's just put it that way. So the map is pretty much identical from both sides, but it is rotated. So it's like offset rotation. I'm currently working on AI girlfriends. Dude, it's, as soon as you said that, I was like, that literally is a legitimate thing. And I apologize for like laughing just a little bit. But I've seen so many memes about it. But yeah, it's a real fucking thing. You'd be surprised how many people message. Dude, sex sells. That's all I gotta say. And there's a lot of lonely people out there. Fuck, I missed. Right now I'm just testing the other bridges. And what they message. Man, I've seen so many posts on Reddit about like r/like nice guy and shit. So I can only imagine what the fuck people say. That shit makes me laugh. Alright, it looks like pretty much all the bridges that we have so far are set in the correct spot. I'm going to stop printing all this information here that we just don't need. Also gonna make a note to myself. What was it called? We were calling we were getting gimbal locked. such a weird thing to account for, but now that I know. Is there anything that we need to cut from this? No. Yeah, not that I can see. Okay. One thing we have to do is change the response of this geometry collection when it breaks, because the scattered pieces are actually flying off and causing problems because they're actually running into other bridges and setting them off as well, which is not what we want. Do they message anything about Bro. That's crazy. That might be a bit too much. The stream is too quiet. You should double it. Are you referring to the music's too quiet? Mostly D-picks and combo. Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay. So there's a couple issues with the map outside of the collision shit with the bridges. Let's fix the collision problem and then we'll go from there. So the collision literally just stems from this. If we have this set to ignore destructibles, then it won't be hit by the other shit. My voice is too quiet? Oh, I don't know about that. It says that it's going damn near close to -5 dB. If the music is too loud compared to my voice, then that's a problem. If I make it any louder, it'll probably start peaking. Music and voice is good. My kid's asleep and I'm learning Unreal, so A+. Yeah, there you go, man. There is one thing that is a bit of an issue right now, which is the skybox. It's really hard to see this, and I don't know if this is bright enough, but you can actually see behind this mountain, you can see the clouds as like the fog kind of like dispenses. But we actually want to get rid of that. I don't think... Do I have clouds in the level? Do. I don't think it's... I think that's actually from the skybox. I mean, let's take a look here, right? Nope. It's actually from volumetric cloud. Yeah, one thing you'll notice with volumetric cloud is you get these like mushroom cloud effects like popping up everywhere. If I double my voice volume, it'll actually peak. And what would happen is it would start like shrieking almost. You'd get that, what the fuck is it called? It's like a static like sound almost. Alright, so if that's being caused by the clouds, might be a way that I can actually erase it. Man, want some cooking recipes? Hey, hit me with what you got. Alright, so we probably want to get rid of any clouds above a certain Z value. So in my head, I think I want to use this to actually do it. My original idea was actually to change the skybox entirely. Ooh, oh, that's actually a problem too. Actually not that big of an issue, because the people are not going to see that. We can get rid of the clouds. But I think they add like way too much texture to the look of the map. Let's just modify them instead. The whole goal right now is to make sure that we cannot see the past the clouds. So you can still see like the outline of it and everything back there. I already said, yeah, what do you got? That fog might be a bit way too much. We still want the mountains and everything visible. I already said yes. Send them over. What do you got? Okay. As long as that shit's not visible, we're good. Tell me or else I'll throw the golem at you. You know what? I don't want him anymore. I already said yes. One of the things we could do to like really bring the environment out. Is by doing something like this. Where we actually create layers of background effects like this. Now, one thing that's kind of taking away from it is the fog. We can lower that. It also might be a mix of the clouds too. Yeah, there's like a really sharp cut. How many months to learn C++? I never want to say like months, right? Because it all depends on like how many hours you're going to put into it each day. How many times a week are you going to do it? You know, like, so it all depends on like your schedule. But me personally, the way I did it was I was pretty much like learning almost like 7 to 9 hours a day. Pretty much every single day for maybe like 4 to 5 months until I got like pretty comfortable with it. And then learning C++ with Unreal Engine, I mean, shit, to be honest with you, I'm still learning stuff and it's been like 2 years. I don't think you never really stop learning. You get more comfortable with like working with it, but you know. So can we say 1 year to get ready on it? To be honest with you, there's a lot of material out there to where I could say like even in like 1 or 2 months, you could probably make like a very basic game with Unreal Engine and C++ if you're like really dedicated to it. And the way you like really learn is by making that small project and then creating like new features that you never like tried before. And that's how you like get better and better. Just like keep slowly adding on to your feature list that you've created, and it'll help you make more stuff in the future. This mesh actually has like pretty... I mean, you can see like how sharp the corners are. That's just because it's like scaled to shit. I'm just trying to find a good angle for it to where you can't really notice. Yeah, like that. Another thing that I'm probably going to do is this ice wall here. I think we're probably going to get rid of it for something else entirely. I don't really think it fits the bill for what we need. Now, something really cool that we're going to do is, these are like silhouettes and everything, but we can actually add a little bit of lighting behind these mountains to give them more of a 3D texture. So the color scheme that I'm probably going to go for this map is more of like a kind of like a teal, light blue, and purple. So these crystals are going to be obviously purple. The light blue is going to probably come from a couple different things actually. I was thinking of adding stuff onto the pillars and have them have like a material on the edges that lights up blue. Or crystals, like larger ones that are on the sides. Are you blocked? No, I don't think you're blocked. I was more so just focusing on what I'm currently working on. I'm surprised you're still up, friend. Isn't it like 2 a.m. where you are right now? The one problem is I think these gemstones just have way too much texture on them. Even like scaling these up. Yeah, I don't know. The reason this becomes a problem is because the amount of reflections off of like all the nooks and crannies of this thing will like really hurt performance. So what I can probably do is use these rocks, make them not really emissive, but I can use like a cylinder or something with a more like clear cut shape to it to provide the emissive light for us, and then have these things not really impact any light channels. It's near midnight. Did you like my stir? Did I like your stir fry? I mean, the recipe sounds pretty good. Besides the mushrooms. Not a fan. Yeah, so we can use this, like this rock and all this shit. But we're not actually going to make this emissive. So what we're going to do is have this. And then I'm just going to import like a sphere or something. Actually move it here. This guy will be the thing actually emitting light. I tried it, it was banger. My whole family enjoyed it with me, had a blast. Yeah, that's what it's all about, man. I also did something with time here, but I don't think I'm going to do that anymore just because it is super costly. So, this guy, since we're going to make this like the emissive source, but not really, like we're going to mask it. We're actually going to turn shadows off for this. I believe that should be a good way to do this. I also will eventually use runtime virtual textures for this, so we can actually smoothly integrate this. we're going to go down to our lighting, and not have this affect any channels. Also going to turn collision off for this too. You made the recipe yourself with leftover ingredients. Okay, there you go. You want to mirror this on the y-axis, I believe. I did not mean to click Z. So this kind of shit doesn't like have to be perfectly mirrored. This has to be relatively close. Oh, very important actually. So, hidden shadow, hidden in game. But we also want to make sure that we can affect lighting while we're hidden. Yeah, so I mean now it looks like the actual rock itself is being the emissive source, but in reality it's the sphere that we have. So we're probably going to make probably about 4 of these on each side. the one downside is you do get some pretty like weird shadows from afar like this. There is one way to fix that. And I'll probably do that on the next stream. Right now I'm just going to plan the placement of the lighting. And then I'll show you a couple more tricks for the lighting itself. I also like want to boost, like these things are actually emitting light, which we don't want. So I'm going to do the same type of technique for these as well. And I think the material these are using is using a timer, which is, we don't want that because we're going to be implementing RVT. And RVT does not allow you to use dynamic material nodes like that. So for the last piece of lighting, what I'm thinking of doing is actually moving this top node here, possibly down like right here, and then putting a node by the start. Yeah, I think that's fine for the most part. You're bored? Aren't you making a game? Making sure the lighting is relatively in the same spot. This stuff has like no real impact on the game or like combat, so not going to be perfect. The bridges, however, and the actual landscape itself, I do want to be like in point identical, but mirrored, of course. How's that coming along? I think we are besides like this one point, but I think all I need to do is just move it back a little bit like that. Alright, so I mean these are all connected together. I can easily change the values on this. Because again, we still want this to be a relatively dark map. These are just like way too bright. Yeah, so I actually want to get rid of this timing as well. Hmm. Honestly, I think I want it a little bit darker. The gems are definitely like lower. Let's save that. Lower in brightness than what they're actually emitting. So I mean, like, some of them, and this is a culling issue with shapes, where you can see that some of them are basically just going out like that. The light is not actually staying on. There's a setting for that. I can't remember the exact name of it. But essentially, it just makes it always relevant, so it can't just shut itself off like that. Hmm. Honestly, I can't remember. Real quick. Pull this up. I mean, this is pretty much done for today. This we're not actually going to do. There's another way around that. It's not a skybox issue either, it's volumetric clouds. But we kind of put a band-aid on that today. Niagara Bridge collapse effects. There's one in particular that I want to do, and I can't... I think I want to use like a geometry collection for it. And this is something I'm probably gonna have to do in testing outside of the stream. And if the idea I have works, then I'll actually stream the implementation of it. But if it doesn't, I mean, I'll stream the implementation of creating the Niagara effect anyways. Environment lighting, we're pretty much there. What I gotta do is create the emissive lighting for the purple color, and I just have to change the settings of the landscape material so it's not as reflective, and also change the relevancy of all the shapes that have emissive colors. Another thing we got to do is put in all of the sections where there's going to be ore. Like right here, for instance. We're definitely going to be using Decals for this. but I have to create like a custom one that is just like one large decal that has this texturing basically copied and pasted randomly, so it looks like more of like a spread out vein rather than just making like 30 different decals and just like pasting them on the wall down here. I also might make these a different shade of blue, but we'll see. So far, so good. We're pretty much nearly there. We got the audio done yesterday. I just got to get the audio for the bridges now. And create the spawn points, which I already have set up here. I just got to make the doorways. And we're going to use a custom like metal gate or something that opens and closes when the round starts. And then once that happens, it's pretty much just polishing the map and maybe putting down random static meshes for the environment. And yeah, just like a bunch of random shit, honestly. The world environment's going to get changed too. I'm really considering moving this wall out of the way, but I don't have a good replacement yet. An alternative to this is we just add more tiles to the landscape and add an additional layer to the quarry that's a little bit larger in height, and use that as the gap closer between the landscape and then the outer meshes here. Because I mean, it really bothers me that the texture on this is like so different than the texture in the quarry. It just doesn't look good. So I'm probably going to do the landscape idea, which I would do that on stream as well. But yeah, I might call it here for today. And what I'm going to do is figure out this emissive problem where I believe they're not staying relevant, and there's a culling issue. But I'll figure it out. With that being said, I'm going to sign off for now. I'll be back tomorrow, probably around 11, 12-ish Eastern. Wherever you are, have a good morning, afternoon, night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.